relatable, you have to share something personal. This is something that's kind of been difficult for me for a long time, and it especially was first semester this year. I've always seen having anxiety as being a type of weakness. I've had it my whole life, and this year, it got to a point where it was too much for me. And a flaw that I have is sometimes I have a hard time admitting when I need help. But you know, the one thing that I learned from this whole experience is the help that I needed was easily accessible and easily affordable by my health insurance. But let's say we take myself in comparison to, say, someone who has autism, who, sure, you know, medicine might help a little, but let's say they have many communication disabilities that talk therapies and medicine can't help. I can't help but stand here in front of you all today and feel a little guilty. My therapy, my medicine, is covered by health insurance, but music and art therapy are not. Today, I plan to convince you all of why music and art therapy should 110% be covered by health insurance. I think when you're passionate about something, it's important to stand up for it. According to Rosalie Pratt, on behalf of the Music Educators Journal in 1991, the ancient Greeks and Egyptians viewed music and medicine as a unit. Now think about that. The ancient Egyptians and Greeks, that was a long time ago. To think that something that has been so effective for so long is still not covered by health insurance is astounding to me. When you think of medicine such as Prozac or Ritalin or Zoloft, talk therapy, all of these things that are covered, they haven't been around nearly as long as these ancient methods of music and art therapy have been, yet they still aren't covered. According to a study by Stephen Gavart from the Interdisciplinary Journal in 2014, the results from this study indicated that patients with mental disorders use music and art therapy more than normal controls. Think about that, more than normal controls. Yet something that is proven to be so effective for those with mental disabilities is still not covered. According to Allison K. Hoffman from the University of Pennsylvania Law Review in 2011, some people think health insurance should pay for care to maintain our health, protect us from bankruptcy, or protect us from unavoidable risk. Now I'm going to say that again, and then we're going to analyze it, because I feel that this is very important. Some people think that health insurance should, 1, pay for care to maintain our health, 2, protect us from bankruptcy, and 3, protect us from unavoidable risk. So are you telling me that music therapy wouldn't apply to each one of those things? Music therapy would help to maintain our health by offering a very, very accurate form of therapy. It would protect us from bankruptcy because if it were covered, it wouldn't be as extremely expensive as it is now. And then it would protect us from unavoidable risk. You don't know when you're going to get in a car accident, when your grandpa's going to have a stroke, when you're going to deal with something like sexual assault. No one has a way of knowing when that's going to happen. So it's important we're covered no matter what. A lot of times, depending on the person, you may not be able to verbalize what's happening. For instance, for children with autism who are nonverbal, or even adults who are really closed off and they don't know how to speak about their emotions, music and art therapy becomes a form of expression. And that's according to Rachel Espionette on Newsday in 2019. Think about that, form of expression. Now that we've talked about this problem, you might ask, all right, well then what's the solution? why should I care about this? You know, I'm here to get a slip of paper that states I was here. But when you think about it, you know, there are so many people out there who don't have a voice. And with this next information, I want you to use your voice, and I want you to lead through those doors and be an advocate for those who cannot be advocates for themselves. Art is another means of communication, and this is again according to Rachel Espionette. My roommate said that music and art is the universal language. And that couldn't be further from the truth. You know what I'm talking about. You've heard a song on the radio or a prom, or you know, you've seen a painting and you get that feeling, you know? And that feeling that you get is undescribable. Subconscious things might be repressed when a person has a history of trauma. It might not be easy to talk about. Sometimes in the artwork, you might see certain things come out which might be easy to access. If you've had a family member pass away, or if you've experienced a huge trauma in your life, if you've experienced sexual assault, and you're told to go and sit and talk with someone you've never met about it, for some people, that's wonderful and it works, but for others, it's not. And yet, when you compare the two, if they're both helping people who have been victimized, shouldn't they both be covered? Shouldn't they both convey the same worth? I think they should. While talk therapy allows a person to speak about topics that may be difficult to discuss, lyric analysis introduces a less threatening approach to process emotions. There are other approaches, and how are you going to know if they work if you don't try them? Or if health insurance agencies don't allow them to be tried? Like I said at the beginning, I can't stand up here and not feel guilty. My therapy, my medicine, helps me be here today. I don't know where I would have been without my talk therapies or without my med. I don't know what would have happened. I really don't. And I don't want to go there. But music and art therapy can truly make a difference in the lives of so many who are in need of it. It needs to be covered by insurance. And we all need to leave here today being advocates for them. Thank you.